Very good morning to all of you friends. Today we are going to study about chapter 13, that is motion and time. Okay, we have started with this chapter motion and time. Let us see the next few topics about this chapter. Now, in this chapter today we are going to complete about two important topics, that is unit of time or units of time and a simple pendulum. Okay, now units of time. Let us start with units of time. You already know that there are some units, okay, of any physical measurement. If you want to measure any physical quantity, then we have to measure it in terms of unit. So what is a unit? Unit is, you can say, it is something to measure any physical quantity. So here the physical quantity is time. So how are we going to measure time? By the help of some units. Okay, so the SI unit for time is second. Okay, all of you know that the SI unit of time is second. Some bigger units are also there, like hour or minute or day, year, etc. Okay, according to the rotation of the earth, like 24 days. According to the revolution of the earth, it is 365 days. So in this way they are interchangeable. Like when we say 1 minute, okay, 1 minute is equal to how many seconds, or 1 hour is equal to how many minutes. So you have already done this such type of conversions in mathematics also, or lower classes also. Okay, so 1 minute is equal to, in terms of second, if we say, so 60 seconds. That means 60 seconds constitute to form 1 minute. So 1 hour is equal to how many minutes? When we say, it is equal to 60 minutes. Okay, so 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Again, 1 hour is equal to how many seconds? It is equal to 60 into 60 seconds. Okay, so in this way we can convert the different units, but the actual SI unit of time is second, and it is usually denoted by small s. Okay, small s. So that is second. Now, so unit portion is easy for you to understand. Let us see the next important topic, that is what is a simple pendulum. Okay, now a simple pendulum, this pendulum concept was basically given by Galileo Galilei and another scientist called Christian Huygens. They gave the concept of pendulum. Okay, so this is a pendulum. Anything, suppose a rigid structure is there, any rigid support is there, and by the help of a simple light and thin string, if we suspend a metallic ball, okay, this simple structure is called a pendulum. Okay, so what is a pendulum actually made up of? Pendulum is made up of three parts. The first one is a rigid support, the second part is a light string, and the third part is a metallic ball, that is also called bob, B-O-B, bob. So actually a simple pendulum is made up of these three parts. Okay, now in this simple pendulum also, you can see that by the help of this simple pendulum, we are now going to study about the different terminologies which are attached with a simple pendulum. Okay, now this simple pendulum is such a type of structure that it shows periodic motion because it moves to and fro. So it moves sometimes to the right side, and equal direction it moves, or distance it moves in the left side also. Okay, so if this is the mean position, then it will go to the right side and it will also go to the left side and cover equal distance. Okay, and such kind of motion is called periodic motion. So that is also called oscillation. Now, by studying this type of oscillation, we can measure time. That is why such kind of pendulums were ancient days were used in measuring time by the help of clock. Okay, but in our modern watches, we usually don't use such kind of pendulums. In our modern watch, we use like you can say springs are there. Some springs are there that helps in movement of the three hands. Okay, the hour hand, the minute hand, and the second hand, you can say. But this simple pendulum concept was for the first time given by Galileo Galilei and Christian Huygens. They said that by the help of a simple pendulum, we can actually measure time and give an estimate of time, how much time has passed, okay, very accurately. That is why simple pendulum is used in clocks and watches. Okay, but let us see now what happens and how we are going to study about the different terminologies and what happens when a pendulum is at rest and when it is at motion. Okay, so let us study a simple pendulum in two stages. Okay, two stages. The first one is in rest. So when I draw this pendulum, see, this pendulum is at rest. Okay, this pendulum is at rest because it is in its original position only. But in this case, you see, this in this diagram, the pendulum is both in rest as well as in motion. Let us see how. Okay, the second diagram, the pendulum is both at rest and in motion. Let us see how. Now if you see this part, see, this is the rigid structure, this is the string, okay, and a metallic bob is present here. So this is at rest. L is the length of the string. Okay, L is the length of the string. Now A is the mean position, the original position of the metallic ball, that is A. When it moves to extreme left side, that is C. When it moves to extreme right side, that is B. So let us first think or suppose A moves first to B, extreme right, and then equidistant it moves to a C. Okay, so this to and fro movement is called oscillation. And what is one oscillation? So let us see what is oscillation. Oscillation is a to and fro movement of the metallic bob. In which positions? From position A to B, again from B to A, then from A to C, again back to A. So it will first, okay, move from A to I, or you can say from A to C also, but it is better that from A. Let me change this part. Okay, change this diagram, and it will actually be from A to B, then to C, again back to A. Okay, up to here. So this is one oscillation. Once again, from position A it will go to position B, from position B it will go to position C, from position C it will come back to position A. This is called one oscillation. Okay, so what is one oscillation? One oscillation is the to and fro movement of the metallic bob to its two extreme positions. So this is extreme, but this is called mean position. So here I have written mean. This is extreme position. Extreme means extreme left. This is also extreme position. That means maximum distance traveled by the bob on the right side. Okay, so right side and left side, these are the two extreme. And this mean position, okay, this is also called, this position is also called at equilibrium or at rest. Okay, so here we can write rest also, mean position or rest, at rest. Okay, that means the bob is at rest. But when the bob will go to the extreme this side, then it will come to B. So A to B, again from B to C, okay, B to A, then to C, then again it will come back to A. This is one oscillation. Please don't get confused. So one oscillation means one complete vibration. Okay, or you can also say from, suppose the bob is here, so from B to C, again from C to B, that is also one oscillation. Are you getting me? So either you say from A to B, B to A, again A to C, again back to A, or we can say from B to C, again from C to B. That means from B to A to C, C to A, again A to B. So this is called one oscillation. Okay, a complete vibration. Now let us see what is amplitude. What is amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum distance covered by the metallic bob, okay, from its mean position. So if this is the mean position at rest, this is the original position, from here how much maximum displacement it can move. So this is the displacement from here to here. Okay, this is the displacement. Also from here to here, this is also the displacement. Okay, so this is amplitude from A to C, or this side A to B, that is amplitude. That means the maximum distance covered by the bob from its mean position, that is amplitude. Okay, so amplitude is actually the distance, oscillation is actually the vibration. Now let us see what is time period. Time period is the distance, time period is the time taken by the metallic bob to complete one vibration. Once again, time period is the time taken by the metallic bob to complete one vibration. How can we say? Suppose one vibration, just now I have shown you, this is one vibration. Suppose in 10 seconds, let us say suppose in 10 seconds, it completes suppose 4 vibrations. So it goes 4 times like this. So it completes 1, okay, again 2, again 3, again 4. So suppose in 10 seconds it completes 4 vibrations, okay, 4 vibrations. That means 4 vibration it takes 10 seconds. So 1 vibration it will take 10 divided by 4, that means 2.5 seconds. So that 2.5 second is the time period. Once again, suppose in 10 seconds it goes 4 vibrations. Let me write here. Suppose in 10 seconds it goes 4 vibrations. So we will write just the opposite. What we will write? We will write 4 vibrations are completed in 10 seconds. So 1 vibration will be completed in 10 by 4, that is 2.5 second. So this 2.5 second is the time period. That means time taken by the bob to complete 1 vibration. So time taken by the bob to complete 1 vibration. Okay. So in today's video we have studied about the units of time and we have studied about simple pendulum. Please draw this diagram in your classroom copies and please go through the book, try to find out the meanings of these terminologies. What is the meaning of oscillation, what is amplitude, and what is time period. Time period is usually denoted by capital T. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any queries you can call me or message me. Thank you so much.